Assalamualaikum. So for today, for this video, I will be explaining about standard form, on how to solve problems involving standard form. So you're gonna learn how to do calculation that involve multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So we will start with the starter. So before we'll continue, please pause this video, try out the question. After you tried all the question, then unpause and then listen to and then compare my solution with the solution that you've got. Okay, so the question is asking to find standard form with index 10 to the power 4. So basically we want this index form will be 10 to the power 4. So what I can do with the first one is I can break down 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power 2 times 10 to the power 4. And I will simplify that part so we have only one index form. And that gives me a standard form with index 4. For the next one, 5.84 times 10 to the power 2. Now, in order to make this into 10 to the power 4, what I can do is I can multiply the whole thing with 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 2. Now, this one is equals to 1, so it does not change the value. So, rewriting this, I can rewrite it this way. So, simplifying that part, I would get 0.0584 times 10 to the power 4. Again, that is what the question requires. For the last part, 5.84, again, I can break this down into 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 4. And this one can be simplified. And that becomes 10 to the power 4. Now this will be useful in later when you do the examples and the exercises. The next one is same thing. The difference is just changing it into 10 to the power minus 4, which is also the same as 110 to the power of 4. So for the first one, rewriting it that way, this is in the S2S as well. So what I can do is I'm gonna break down 10 to the power 6 into 10 squared, 10 to the power 2 times to the power 4. Simplify that part, and I would get 0.0584 times 10 to the power 4. Now for the next one, 5.84 times 10 to the power of 2. What I can do with this one, I can multiply with this with 10 to the power of 2, and I should do the same thing with the numerator. And I would simplify this, and I get 584 times 10 to the power of minus 4. Second one, again, last one, rewriting it in fraction form. So 5.84 and breaking down 10 to the power of 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Simplify this. I would get 0.0000584 times 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay, so this is just a warm-up. Next, let's continue with the example. Again, please pause, try out the question, and then after you're done, press play, and then you can compare your solution with my solution. So according to the S2S, this one, I'll multiply the non-index part and then simplify the index part. Okay, so that's 10.8, and that's all together there are 7 tenths. And since the first part is not in index, is not in a proper standard form, so I rewrite that into 1.08 times 10, and then times 0.7, which is what's what we got in the first place and then simplify that, and you get 10 to the power of 8. I hope that you get it. I hope that you do get the same solution. If not, please check where you got wrong. Okay, so again with the minus, I can rewrite that in fraction form. Okay, and then simplified, and then simplified. Okay, so the non-index I multiplied, and then the index I'll simplified. So 1.6 times 4 is 6.4 times 10 to the power of 2. This one we rewrite it in fraction form. It will become much more easier. So 5.4 divided by 2 is 2.7, and 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of 3, that simplifies, become 2.7 times 10. Okay, so far so good. I hope it is. Right. The next one, 1.8. So this is 10 to the minus 4. So I rewrite that in fraction form. Divide that 1.2 times 10 to the power of 8. Now bear in mind, this is done without using a calculator. Okay, so we're going to try as best as we can to simplify our calculation. So this one I follow the rule of fraction. So same as over 1. So that's 1.2 times 10 to the power of 8. And so I divide that non-index together and then simplify the index form together. So 1.8 divided by 1.2 is 1.5 times 10 to the power of minus 12. And that's the solution in standard form. Okay, hopefully you get all correct. Okay, next is the addition and subtraction. Again, please press pause, look at the S to S, try it out. Once you are done, then continue, press play. So according to the S to S, we need to change this into two standard form with the same index form. So this is different. So what I can do is I can break down 10 to the power of 4 into 10 times 10 to the power of 3. So it is much easier to change a bigger index to a smaller index. Okay, so you can simplify this one, and this is what I want. Okay, 10 to the power of 3. So that becomes 37 times 10 to the power of 3 plus 2.2 times 10 to the power of 3. So this becomes standard form with the same index form. So when that happens, you just can add the numbers there. Times 10 to the power of 3, that will be 39.2 times 10 to the power of 3. Change it into a proper standard form. So 39.2 becomes 3.92 times 10 to the power of 3, and simplify it, becomes 3.92 times 10 to the power of 4. So while okay, so you can use another method as well. So for this one, because it's minus 2 and 4, one negative and positive, it is much easier. What we can do is you can change these two standard form into ordinary numbers. So 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 2 would be 0.16, and 4 times 10 to the power of 4 would be 4,000. Add it up, and then change it into standard form, because that is what the question requires. It's alright if it has a lot of zeros in it. We're just following what the question wants. 10 to the power of 4. Okay, so two method here. One you can change into standard form with the same index form, or another one you can change to ordinary numbers. So you can choose which one that you want. So for this one, I will change into 2 standard form with the same index. So I'm going to do the same thing as we did for part A. Simplify that. You get 54 times 10 to the power of 3 minus 2 times 10 to the power of 3, and this is what I want. They have the same index form, so when that happens, I can subtract the non-index, right? So that will be 52 times 10 to the power of 3. Again, 52 is 5.2 times 10, and final answer should be 5.2 times 10 to the power of 4. Okay, right, part D again. If you look at here, the index form is one positive, one negative, so it's easier for us to change this into ordinary numbers. So 1.8 times 10 to the power of 3 would be 1800, minus 1.2 times 10 to the minus 1 would be 0.12. Subtract that, that would be 1799.88. Again, in standard form, that would be 1.79988 times 10 to the power of 3. Right? So here are the discussion question. You work it out, see what you've got. So put your answers there and describe how would you decide which numbers to choose. Have that one, and then I will see when you submit your paper. Okay.